Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to Life on the Wrist. Hope you guys are doing well today. Continuing our coverage of watches and wonders, we're going to be talking about Rolex next. There were some interesting releases from Rolex that stunned some, were right on cue with some other pieces. For the most part, it was for many, I think, an underwhelming Rolex release for watches and wonders. But I have to say, it is Rolex we're talking about here, and we should always keep that in the back of our mind when we are looking at things. But there were some changes that I think have created some really awesome watches out of it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out some of our other videos and subscribe to the channel if you like them, and also don't forget to hit that like button for us, it really does help us out. So going into the Rolex releases, I thought I would start off with the Rolex Explorer II. They celebrated the 50th anniversary of the Rolex Explorer II, and they released a new reference, which is the 226570, which has an updated version of their in-house movement, which is the 3285 caliber. For the most part, this watch is fairly similar to what we previously had in the previous reference for this, the 26570. Nothing has really changed. From some of the pictures, you can probably say that it looks like the case is a little bit thinner, and it looks like the lugs might have some different, might be a little bit thinner, but for the most part, this looks basically like identical to the previous version. The watch again comes in a white dial and a black dial, so very similar to what we've seen previously for the Rolex Explorer II. I think a lot of people were maybe expecting something a little bit more interesting, like a ceramic bezel, as opposed to the steel bezel that's really quintessential Explorer II, which, when you say that, obviously for a 50th anniversary, why would they do something that wasn't quintessential Explorer II like? But there you have it. But yeah, I think a lot of people kind of were like, oh, it's got a new movement, great. But regardless, I think it's cool that they're updating the movements. The movement that is in this, like I said, is the 3285. This was released in 2018 and was used in their GMT Masters, GMT Master IIs, and so moved it into the Explorer II, and we have an updated Explorer II. This new reference is going to be available in Rolex retailers for $8,550 US. So again, it's still an affordable piece when it comes to the grand scheme of the Rolex line. The next big thing, and I'll kind of keep it on the Explorer path, is the Rolex Explorer is now in 36 millimeters. So they came out with two versions of the Rolex Explorer. One is in stainless steel, the other is in two-tone. It has a two-toned style to it, so it has a smooth bezel with a two-toned bracelet. It's 18 karat yellow gold, and so pretty cool. It kept the original styling with the 369 on the dial of this piece, and like I said, shrunk the case size down to 36 millimeters. I like the fact that they shrunk it down to 36 millimeters. It's true to the original Rolex Explorer II, but I also think that a lot of the times 36 millimeters is a sweet spot, especially for something that people want to flex into being dressy versus sporty, and so I think this is really exciting for me to see. The two-toned comes in with a black dial, as well as the stainless steel version, so you actually have a two-toned case with a black dial. I'm not 100% positive if it comes in a white dial. I don't believe it comes in a white dial. But definitely, definitely pays tribute to the original Explorer design that came out. As far as the two-tone case, which I think is probably the more revolutionary change for Rolex here, the two-tone case is interesting. I think there are some people who like two-tone, there are some people who don't like two-toned. I think it's kind of a mixed bag with the opinions on this watch. I will say it gives the Explorer II a much dressier feel to it, and being able to flex between sport and dressier is a little bit more. But what this actually reminds me of a little bit of is the Datejust, the Datejust from 2005, where they had a two-tone dial but with a smooth bezel. It reminds me heavily of that, and I think that's probably where I'm getting the dressy feel to it, the dressy vibe from this watch. So cool updates on those. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Rolex Daytonas that they came out with meteorite dials, which I am absolutely happy with. I remember when they came out with the GMT Master II with a meteorite dial, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I thought this is revolutionary Rolex in my opinion. Doing something that's actually is a little bit different and creating something really, really cool. The Daytona that the Daytonas that they've decided to do that with, they've done it with 3 pieces. They've done it with the 116519 LN in white gold. They've got the 116508 in yellow gold, and then the Ever Rose gold, which is the 116505. So white gold, yellow gold, Ever Rose gold, and each one of them has a meteorite dial. So the rose gold, or the Ever Rose gold, has black sub-dials. It looks absolutely phenomenal to me. Then they have the white gold watch, which actually is on a rubber strap with a black bezel. I think that really plays in well with the black sub-dials on this watch. And then the yellow gold has black sub-dials, obviously, and then a gold bezel. I absolutely love the meteorite dials. I just think it's something different, and gives, when you look at your watch, it gives the dial of your watch something, a different feel, which is, I don't want to say uncommon, but it's nice to see something different as opposed to the basic white, black, things that you're going to end up seeing. I absolutely love this. I'm super stoked about it. My favorite is probably the white gold with the rubber strap and the black bezel. Caliber is a 4130, pretty standard for these watches, but the white gold is $34,000 US, the yellow gold is $41,000, and the Ever Rose is $44,000 US. They aren't available right now, but they will be available in Rolex boutiques, and they are considered limited edition. This is probably the most exciting, in my opinion, of the releases that they have. I know they had some other releases. They had the new Sky Dwellers. I think there was a new Oyster Perpetual with a pretty cool kind of pattern dial, which I thought was, it was nice to see something different from Rolex, especially with fairly standard releases kind of across the board. I think, a lot of the times, I think it's, when you think about, when people speculate about something, they come up with what they really want to see. And the problem with that is, what ends up happening is it doesn't meet their expectations, because they've set the bar so high. And I think a lot of the times, I think that's a trap with what people do, especially in the watch community. I want to just go to that the Oyster Perpetual I mentioned. It's actually a Datejust, and it has a really cool palm motif on the dial. I'll put up some pictures just so you can see it. Really cool palm motif. And I like the fact that they're kind of playing a little bit with their dials. This is probably something that Rolex can do a little bit more of, because it's keeping their base designs, which make Rolexes really desirable, but they kind of can play with the way that the dials are the design on the dials. So that's why there's the meteorite dials and the palm dial. It's the Datejust 36. It comes with a smooth bezel, very quintessential Datejusts. I'm gonna actually take back that the meteorite dials were my favorite. I actually think this Datejust is one of my favorites. Yeah, again, like I was saying, I think we should just take things as it comes and go from there with Rolex. I think some people were looking for some more interesting, you know, bezel iterations and perhaps something else. And who knows, maybe after I release this video, they're going to come out with something else. But who knows? So yeah, definitely the Datejust was my favorite. The meteorite dial was my favorite. Let me know in the comment section below which of Rolex's releases was your favorite. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you like these types of videos, and also look out for our playlist for Watches and Wonders, where we discuss more brands and the watches that they release during this time. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for us, it really does help us out. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.